Thank you, Mr. President. We thank the Russian Federation for organizing this timely, open debate on a topic of growing relevance. I also thank the briefers for their insights. There are two key aspects to the title of today's debate: promoting effective multilateralism and doing it, as the chair calls it, through the defense of the principles of the UN Charter. Even as we debate this issue and would like effective multilateralism to prevail, we are collectively aware of the inadequacies of the multilateral system that has failed to respond to contemporary challenges, whether it be the COVID pandemic or the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Moreover, significant global challenges such as terrorism, radicalism, climate justice and climate action, disruptive non-state actors, debt and several geopolitical contestations continue to undermine global peace and security. Given this context, today's debate should address three pressing questions. Question 1. Can we practice multilateralism effectively in the 21st century through a body that celebrates the principle "to the victor belong the spoils privileged more than 3 generations ago"? Question 2. Can we actually promote effective multilateralism through defending a UN Charter where 2 of the permanent members have not been able to even get their names changed? Article 109 of the Charter never wanted it to be cast in stone for perpetuity, and that is why it had recommended a General Review Conference of the Charter to be held before the 10th UN General Assembly. 77 years later, we are nowhere closer to making that a reality. Question 3. Can we practice effective multilateralism by defending a charter that makes 5 nations more equal than others and provides to each of those 5 the power to ignore the collective will of the remaining 188 member states? Mr. President, how much longer will we keep decorating effective multilateralism with the intent of reforming multilateralism with only words and mere lip service? Our starting premise has to be widening the representation of this core institution, the Security Council, to more developing countries for its effectiveness and credibility. If we continue to perpetuate the 1945 anachronistic mindset, we will continue to lose the faith our people have in the United Nations. India was a founding signatory to the UN Charter when it was signed on 26 June 1945 in San Francisco. 77 years later, when we see the world's largest democracy along with entire continents of Africa and Latin America being kept out of global decision-making, we rightly call for a major course correction. In this regard, I am happy to note that the recent report of the UNSG's High-Level Advisory Board on Effective Multilateralism has recognized the inevitability of reform of the Security Council and has called for a renewed effort in that direction. To quote from the report, "The Summit of the Future is an opportunity to reaffirm our common commitment to the UN Charter and announce a Charter Review Conference focused on Security Council reform." Unquote. This past September, the UNGA had heard a similar call for reform from more than 70 global leaders. As my External Affairs Minister had said in this Council's open debate on 14 December 2022, and I quote, "Our common agenda and the Summit of the Future will only deliver results if they respond to the growing calls for reformed multilateralism. Reform is the need of the day, and I am confident that the Global South specially shares India's determination to persevere." Unquote. Multilateral institutions, Mr. President, rarely die. They simply fade into irrelevance. Once upon a time, there was a very long distance between the model UN role play in colleges and universities and the real world. Is that distance shrinking? Lastly, this August forum has today heard some mischievous remarks by a permanent representative, arising purely out of ignorance and lack of an understanding on the basic facts of decolonization. I will not be wasting the time of this Council in responding to those remarks. Our advice to that delegation is, please refer to our numerous rights of reply that we have expressed in the past. Thank you.